I'm going to show you how to replace this boring book now button on your Wix Studio website to these beautiful animated button icons on your Wix Studio websites. Let me show you how. Now here on my editor, I have this styled button here, and this is the traditional styled button element. When you head over to add elements and head over to buttons, you have 4 options to add button elements to your website. We have the basic, the styled, which is the one that allows you to add button icons into your buttons. And then we have the animated button icons, which is the topic for today. And these buttons are basically styled buttons, but with animated icons. I'm going to show you how to add that to your Wix Studio website and configure it as well. So this is a new button here, and basically animated buttons in Wix Studio just allows you to seamlessly morph one icon into another on hover, which adds some kind of dynamic interaction to your button elements. And over here, when you hover on this info button, you can see that you can add a personality and increase clicks with button icons that animate on hover. So how to trigger this animation on desktop version: when you hover, it animates, and on mobile, when you tap on the button, then it animates. So let's add any of these button elements to our website. So I'm going to drag this to the section where I want it to be, and it's going to be in this stack on my hero section because I'm trying to replace this call to action book now. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up my inspector and align that button to the left. I'm also going to change the width to 180 pixel. I'm going to also change the height to around 50 pixel as well. Now let's head over to the design, and for the regular state, I'm going to select a background color, and I'm going to choose the color 6, which is the same color that the button below is using. I'm also going to head over to the text, and the text over here, we are using the heading 3 for the second button. So I'm going to change that size to 15 pixels, and that is looking great. I'm also going to change the capitalization to uppercase. That's just going to make it the same as what we have on the second button. And over here, we're going to head over to the corners. I'm just going to change this corner radius to around 300 pixels on all sides. Now that is looking exactly the same as the other button we have, and we're going to head back up. All right, so under the state, I'm going to head over to the hover state. I'm going to change the background field to color 7 when it's been hovered on. So let's change this back to the regular, and we're done with the design. So next, I'm going to open up the settings, and this is where it gets interesting because we're going to add the animated icons to it. So you know, make sure that you selected the text and icon, or just the icon, because the animated effect is only applied to the icons on those buttons. So I'm going to leave mine on the text and icon, and I'm going to select a page where it links to, and for me, that's going to be the services page. You can choose any page that you want yours to link to, and here I'm going to change the text or the label of my button to say book now, and you can see that is looking very similar to what we have on the second button, which is the style. And here we have some presets, icons, animated icons that you can totally just make use of straight off. But if you're looking for more options, you can click on this plus icon and go to browse more, and here we're going to be met with even much more options for our animated buttons. So you can just simply hover on these buttons to see what they give to you, and I'm pretty sure you might actually like most of these ones here, but for me, I'm just going to go ahead and choose this field arrow here, where you can always scroll down and just take a look at these amazing, beautiful icons that you can just use for free. Now let me just head back to the top and use the field arrow, then head over to choose file, and that will be applied to your button elements right there. Now before we preview this, we have the duration here, which is the time between the morph transition, and that animation is pretty important. So let's simply go ahead and check our preview options. I'm going to preview a test site. I'm going to preview my websites and take a look at what we have added so far. So currently we have 2 options. We have the animated button and the start button. As you can see, that animation has been added, and I think this is actually more interesting than the static animated button. Now let's head back over here and simply delete the second button since we don't need that anymore. So click on this icon here and go to delete. All right, so let's take a look at one more option here, which is adding your own custom icon to make it animated. So click on this plus sign and go to create new. So here we have two options, and we have the start icon and we have the end icon. So the start icon is what you see here. All right, so let's just take a look at this example again so I can give you a live explanation on that. Perfect. All right, so we have the start animation, which is this animation here you see right here, this icon here. But when you hover on it, it changes to a different icon, that is the end icon. And you can see that morph animation is added automatically. And so what you need to do is to click on the start icon. Now you can choose any icon that you want. So you can just scroll through this particular page and just choose any icon. Now let's choose this cross icon here for the start, and I'm also going to choose another icon. Then I'm going to choose the end icon, which is going to be a check. Now you can choose any one, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose this specific one right here. And once you do, it's going to take a while, but when you hover on it, you can see that has changed, has added a new icon to your icon button. So let's just go ahead and preview this real quick and see how it looks like. All right, so we have the plus icon, which is the start icon, and when we hover on it, you see it changes to a check mark icon. So this just, you can just use this for several things. You can add your own icons, and you can even download your own icons and animate them directly on Wix. But I'm just going to go ahead and replace this with what I had earlier. So I'm just going to head back to browse more, and the icon I used is the field arrow. So let's just go ahead and choose that. Again, you can play around with the duration or how long it takes for it to animate. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to change this to 0.5 seconds so we can see how slowly it now takes to animate or morph. All right, so our page has refreshed, and when you hover on it, you can see it takes a little bit longer for it to animate, and that's what the duration does. So it depends on how smooth the animation you're trying to make is going to be for it to animate. So that is how you add animated buttons to your Wix Studio website. Now if you're looking to add more functionalities to your Wix Studio website, you probably want to check out this 3D animated text that interacts with your mouse as you move it around. All right, so that is it. Now if you're ready to also power up your Wix Studio website or your Wix websites, you want to give like and also subscribe to this channel and hit the bell so you never miss feature drops like this. You can let me know in the comment section below what icons you want to animate next. This is Walter from Wix Ideas, and thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you on the next one.